Hello, hello, and welcome to today's episode of Brand OTC, where we answer your branding questions with a full over the counter product. Now, today's product is actually called Perceptin, and it helps you to manage negative brand perception. Now, if you're struggling with reputation damage, customer churn, and or low credibility, this is the episode for you. All right. Now, my name is Cynthia Akita, and I am the brand strategist and educator here at the Design Firmacy. And I am happy to help you out by answering the question, how do I handle bad reviews or negative brand perception? Now, let's be honest, we are not perfect. We are all doing our very best, but every brand has a moment where it's misunderstood, misrepresented, or simply just makes a mistake, right? And the real question is how you respond kind of defines the strength of your brand. So, let's get into it. So there are a couple of things that you can do to not necessarily combat, but to positively respond and learn from, a situation that didn't go so well for your business. The first thing is listen before you defend. Now, I know we all did not go to law school, but we have this natural inclination to fight for what we believe in and to fight for our brand. And we don't want anyone to badmouth us, right? But listen before you defend, especially when it comes to your business. Your values should always shape how you respond. You want to be respectful, you want to be integral, and you want to ensure that you can still make somebody feel good about your business based on how you interact with them. So before, rushing to defend yourself, you have to ask yourself, is there actually truth here? Is there something that I can learn about what I can actually do better? Come from that angle. Don't be so defensive and listen to, you know, the position that they have because it positions your brand as a more mature brand and one that can be held accountable. Strong brands should not flinch at feedback. They actually embrace it and grow from it because they know that it'll help them, make the experience better for their audience. And that's really what it's all about. Number two is you need to separate emotion from evaluation. We get very attached. It's very easy to take things personally, especially if you feel like your brand is your baby, and for a lot of us, our brand truly is our baby. But you have to put on your professional hat and use a professional tone and a grounded response to keep your reputation intact and to keep your emotions at bay. You cannot be emotional when you are responding to someone's feedback or to their concern because at the end of the day, they did not have the experience that they thought they were going to have. So there's a miscommunication somewhere, and you don't want to respond with emotion. So respond in your best brand voice and not your personal one. This is not a personal fight. This is a brand. Operate as such. So reacting in emotion is going to damage what you're trying to defend, and you do not want to set back your brand because you were not able to separate professional from personal. Number three, you want to respond publicly but resolve privately. So acknowledge concerns publicly to show that you're not just brushing somebody off. Let people know that, hey, show some transparency. Hey, someone expressed that, we didn't do something right. We are responding to them. And then you can go privately and resolve the issue. Um, I say you should move that resolution to the DMs, your emails, or even phone because it's more personal and it's more respectful. I know personally for me, I don't want all my business aired out for everybody to see, right? And in the same manner, like acknowledge the comment, but resolve it privately, you know? And then never, never, never go back and forth in public, which would likely be on social media for a lot of people. Do not go back and forth. You want to handle complaints with class because people are watching how you move and just overall because it's just the right thing to do. Now, number four, you want to stay in alignment with your brand values. And I mentioned that earlier, but you can use these negative moments as a chance to prove that your values actually have meaning and not that you just talk about them. Like, this is your opportunity to show that you truly stand on your values, you stand on business, right? So if your brand values empathy, you have to show empathy. If your brand values integrity, you have to offer a solution. You can't just brush things off. You have to be about what you say you are, because your audience is going to notice that consistency, or in reverse, they will notice that contradiction, and that also plays a part in whether they continue to be your audience or not. So you want to make sure that you let your brand walk its talk when the times get tough. Now, number 5, assess the patterns and not just the incident. So if you get one bad review, then cool. Maybe it was just a mistake, right? Mistakes happen. But if there are repeated themes in these complaints, it seems that there could be a system issue, and you don't want to ignore that. So you want to go back and fix that brand infrastructure that you have. Don't just clean the surface. You have to detox the root. And if you would like to get a brand detox, go ahead and book that. I'll insert the commercial there for you guys. In addition to that, your brand framework or your methods should evolve with your customer feedback. So maybe someone thought they would get an email to, get a bit more information about what's going on in the process that they were in. And maybe it'll alert you to see that, okay, maybe there are some gaps that I've kind of missed out on, because obviously I myself did not go through the process. So, I didn't get a chance to really pick up on those little, things that I could have made better, right? So you definitely want to consider the frameworks that you have and change that infrastructure a little bit. Number 6, turn your mistakes into moments of trust. Now, it's okay to offer a refund. I know a lot of times people, you're strapped for that money, and so you don't really want to offer a refund. But if you want to operate with integrity and that refund is warranted, you need to give a refund. You can also offer a bonus, or you can do like redo the service if it's appropriate, if it applies. Because when people see how you handle the problem, they feel safer buying from you in the future. Nobody wants to be in a one-sided relationship. And as you're building a brand, you are literally building a relationship. And so if someone does not feel safe, you cannot be trusted. They're not going to bring you their hard-earned money. They're not going to bring you their time. They're not going to give you their time. They're not going to give you their emotions. They're not going to give you their feedback. They're not going to help you build a stronger brand because they do not feel like you will carry their thoughts and feelings um with care. And that's a big deal, because trust is earned in how you recover the situation. So your best testimonials often come from your best recoveries. If you give someone the opportunity, or someone gives you the opportunity to fix something, you definitely want to go above and beyond if possible, so that they can come back and say, hey, I had this issue and they handled it with such care, and they fixed it, and they made me feel so comfortable. And, I'm going to keep coming here. You guys should come here too, because now I know that if I have a problem, these people are not just going to discard me. They're going to take good care of me. Number 7, invite reviews, don't just react to them. So proactively ask happy clients for feedback so that the positive voices outweigh the few negatives. It's one thing if, you don't have any reviews and then negative ones are the only ones that pop up, right? But you want to offer a balance by encouraging people to constantly give you some reviews, and make giving a review very easy and intentional. And find a way to add it to your brand process and experience so that people can easily do that for you. In addition, the more branded advocates you have, that one bad critic, well, not, I shouldn't call them a bad critic. That one bad experience or that one critic is not going to completely deter or um, destroy your reputation. And so let your work speak for itself. Let your best work speak louder than that one bad experience. All right. Number 8, and our final, is you need to reposition, rebuild, and re-engage. Now, if your brand perception has taken a little bit of a hit, don't ignore it. It's like you have to do PR, brand PR for yourself. And you have to be intentional about the way that you reposition your brand. So you want to communicate what has changed, what you've learned from it, and what is coming next. I mean, you've seen It happened multiple times. I forgot which year it was where a lot of African American models were being portrayed in bad ways, or things were happening in stores to African Americans, and people were like canceling, like H&M, and I think Gucci was canceled at a point and all of that stuff. And, you know, some of these brands came out with statements that, we realized that what we did was wrong. This is how we're going to fix the issue moving forward. And these are the changes that we're going to make, blah, 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 whether it's training for their employees or whatever it may be. Just being open and honest about what has changed, what you've learned, and what's coming next will also help your audience feel a bit more safe. And then be clear about the fact that your brand is still committed to showing up better now and moving into the future. A brand that grows publicly earns a lot of loyalty privately, just based on how you show up, how you deal with people, how you respond to them. It really sets the tone for how people see you, how they view you, and the maturity that they see in your brand. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will catch you in the next one. Have a great day. You're doing all the things: posting content, updating your website, running ads, tweaking your offers, but still wondering, why isn't this working? Truth is, you might be focusing on areas that look productive but aren't actually moving the needle. The Brand Vitals assessment helps you stop guessing and start targeting. It's like a wellness checkup, but for your brand. You'll gain crystal clear insight into the 9 essential areas every brand needs to thrive. No fluff, no filler, just facts about where your brand stands and what needs your focus. Because clarity is the first step to real momentum. And when you know where to focus, you start to see progress, not just activity. Get out of busy work. Get into brand building that actually works. Take the Brand Vitals assessment now. Have you tapped into your Firmacy benefits? As a beneficiary, you unlock special offers, gifts, and always stay in the loop. Subscribe today to receive your exclusive dose. Visit firmacybenefits.com.